March 28, Rick Warren.
Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men.
Wisdom, hope, encouragement, vision. Pick any or all of these words to describe Rick Warren, and you will be right. Rick is the founder of Saddleback Church and one of the leading pastors in the U.S. He is a well-known author whose purpose is to help Christians, whether those Christians are in the pew or in the pulpit. Rick also initiated the Peace Plan, a global mission whose goal is to fight 5 giants: illiteracy, pandemics, poverty, self-serving leadership, and spiritual emptiness. On this date in 2014, Rick hosted the Pastors Conference on Mental Health. He is a mentor to many other pastors and the founder of the Purpose-Driven Alliance, a global alliance of pastors, and of pastors.com, an online resource for pastors. Here's today's story. Divine appointments often take the cooperation of others. Be the other. When God called Rick Warren to full-time ministry, he was a young man in his 20s, and money was tight. Rick and his wife Kay didn't jet off to Hawaii or Paris. Instead, they got away in a little trailer owned by Kay's parents in Arizona. For one trip to see the Grand Canyon, Rick and Kay piled into their 25-year-old station wagon. Along the way, the dreaded red and blue flashing lights appeared in Rick's rearview mirror. Time to pull over. He knew he hadn't been speeding or breaking any other rules of the road. Yep, the police officer had pulled him over to let him know he and his wife were in danger. "Sir, your left rear tire is so bald it's going to blow any time," the police officer said. But they were in the middle of nowhere, and there was no tire shop to be found. The nearest gas station was 30 miles away. Rick and Kay decided to roll along until they reached the gas station. They hoped and prayed the tire would hold up, driving slowly, praying. Finally, they pulled into the gas station, but the attendant told them he had no tires for sale. So, Rick did the logical thing. He filled the clunker's gas tank. He tried to figure out what to do about the tire. Another car pulled up on the other side of the pump and a man got out, and the two began to make small talk. It turned out the other man was a Christian too, and he was on his way home after a trip to Seattle. Rick told him, "Well, since you're a Christian, I'm going to ask you to pray for me. I have to get a tire." "Wait a minute, let me check," the man said. He walked to the back of his own station wagon, he pulled out a tire, and it fit perfectly on Rick's car. The man explained that when he had left for his trip, God told him to buy that tire, even though it didn't fit on his car. He'd carried it all the way to the Grand Canyon and up to Seattle. He had no idea why God had told him to do so, until he pulled into this gas station. Rick was amazed at the man's obedience to God and equally amazed by God's provision for him. But God promises to clear a path for us and provide for our every need. The way God holds up his end of the deal is always mind-blowing. God's word of provision for his people can be found throughout the Bible, in verses like Psalm 81:10, which says, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt. Open wide your mouth, and I will fill it." Think about how God has provided for you in miraculous ways. Are you living differently as a result of that? Divine appointments often take the cooperation of others. Be the other.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.